Ja, ich bin's wieder, Konsole, Jahren. Hier mit meinem Let's Play von Ace Attorney Investigations Prosecutor's Path. Und beim letzten Mal haben wir einen kleinen Fluchttunnel gefunden, der zwischen der Zelle von Albert im Gefängnis und der Zelle in der Strafanstalt zu Knightley führt. Und ja. Und die gehen immer noch davon aus, dass Dogen es gewesen sein könnte. Dann müssen wir uns erstmal damit abfinden. So. Und der Hinweis darauf, dass ein Tier da durchgegangen sein könnte, ist das da. Das Foto. It shows a secret tunnel hidden in the prison. That's impossible! A secret tunnel? This tunnel was dug by the escaped prisoner, J. Albert. It begins in his prison cell. And it's connected to a holding cell in the detention center. Namely, the victim's cell. I'm shocked. How did this... Dogen, you must have known of this, since you used this tunnel to commit murder. In the name of the goddess of law, I hereby reject Prosecutor Edgeworth's claim. What do you mean? Evidence is everything. That remains true here, just as in the courtroom. Isn't that right? I have evidence here. Horace Knightley's autopsy report. Autopsy report? Since when? Why are you surprised? This was delivered straight from the police a short while ago. It's not complete yet. More of a preliminary report. Here, the very word of the goddess of law is written. Cause of death, stab wound to the neck, died instantly. Murder weapon, sharp metal object. Hä? Also wurde er letztendlich doch von keinem Tier umgebracht? Okay. The victim was stabbed multiple times in the same spot with a sharp object. Although they were unable to determine the actual shape of the murder weapon, they have clear proof that it was a sharp metal object. So, do you still stand by your claim that a dog used a sharp object to kill the victim? This can't be! That is all. The court is adjourned. But wait! The tunnel contains the dog's footprints! Perhaps it may have been one of Anubis' walking horses. I can never tell what Anubis gets up to outside my cell. Something feels unnaturally about all this, but I have no evidence. Courtney Pie, you sure pulled out a hidden gem at the very last moment. She waited for the perfect time to reveal the autopsy report. Have I let her outwit me again? Appointed Attorney Shields. Here's the autopsy report from earlier. I apologize for the delay. No, it's alright. Thank you. Na gut. I gladly accept it. Mr. Shields, I don't believe it's necessary to hold hands while exchanging documents. I advise you to stop. Huh? Persist any longer, and I shall call on the strength of the goddess of law. I'll be careful. Justine, well done. Just as I planned. I only acted in accordance to your instructions. Ja klar, komm. The autopsy report came straight from the police. I can't refute it. However, if the murder weapon wasn't the dog, Dogan will be cleared of suspicion. The merciful goddess of law so decrees. If you choose to yield now, your badge will not be taken. What will you do, sir? She's dead, but... My answer remains the same. Judge Courtney, it is as I said before. I will see my job through. I will not yield to threats. So even now, you still refuse to give up? If you want to keep your badge, this may be your last chance. Right now, I am the defense attorney's assistant. What I protect is not my badge, but my client. The goddess of law grows wary of your sentiment. Now we're talking. Miles is starting to understand that a defense attorney never gives up. Actually, those were the words of your old man. My father? It really is in your blood. You're the spitting image of him right now. You said it yourself. You've changed since you were tainted by Von Karma. It's only now that I've actually come to believe it. Mr. Shields. Well done, Miles. Now's the time to put those skills to the test. Think beyond your limits. If the murder weapon was a sharp object, does that really negate your reasoning? The murder weapon was a sharp object? That's it! There were 5 chisels placed inside the special cell. Dogan is a former assassin. It's quite possible he could kill someone with just a chisel. In that case, the weapon that killed Horace Knightley was... Is that all? Well then... Evidence is everything, didn't you say? The murder weapon was a sharp metal object. However, such a weapon has yet to be found. What? So what are you trying to say? The only decisive evidence is the actual murder weapon itself. And that was in plain sight this whole time. The real murder weapon is... Dogan's chisel! What did you say?! Take responsibility for your own statements. The scene of the crime was Mr. Knightley's cell. You said so yourself. If the evidence changes, then so will my logic. That too is courtroom procedure, is it not? If the chisel was used, that means the killer was human. However, the fact remains that we cannot deny the security photo. Yeah, what about that photo? I'll give you the answer. This photo shows the moment... Ja, jetzt können wir ja nicht mehr davon ausgehen, dass der Hund ihn umgebracht hat. Sondern, dass der Hund ihn einfach nur angesprungen hat. Dogan's dog leaped at Knightley. However, the victim did not die at that time. Didn't die? He was only knocked unconscious. The dog didn't move a dead body, it moved the unconscious Knightley. And the real killer was its owner. I see, if the victim was moved, it would have been possible for Dogan to commit the murder. And use the murder weapon! Indeed, the killer is... Siran Dogan! It can only be you! I bet your teacher used to write on your report card, needs to pay more attention on what others say. I would think that describes you more. We examined that room, every crook and cranny. Right, Justine? We examined all four of Mr. Dogan's chisels and found no traces of blood.
Thank you, Judge Courtney. Thanks to you, I am now certain.
Thanks to me?
Whatever do you mean? When I came here earlier, I saw 5 chisels.
That's right! There were definitely 5 there before!
So the one that disappeared was the smallest one, presumably for portable use. Dogan, where's that chisel?
I'm not free to leave this place. I've no need to of a portable chisel.
Not free to leave? In that case, he mustn't have been free to hide the deadly chisel either. Dogan, you just dug your own grave.
It seems you know something. Would you care to show it?
Dogan couldn't leave, so the place he hid the chisel is... ja, in seiner eigenen speziellen Zelle. Dogan is a prisoner, so he can't leave his cell freely. Perhaps he could have sent his dog out to dispose of it. But he would not have been able to confirm the weapon's location.
So what does that leave?
Above all else, special metal tools are allowed in this cell. Even if one chisel were to appear here, no one would suspect a thing. You'd be a fool not to take advantage of that. I see, of course, it's always safest if you do something yourself. But I examined everything! I didn't find any hiding places in this cell. I'm certain that the murder weapon is here. The reason you haven't found it is because it was cleverly hidden.
You say I hid it? Where exactly?
Think, where could you have hidden it? I have to remember everything up to this point. There must be some clue. Does this mean what I think it means? Jetzt habe ich hier K statt Ray gelesen. Naja, okay, K, Ray, reimt sich. Ah!
Let's get going, Mr. Edgeworth!
Dieser Hund. Come to think of it, that dog hasn't barked at me once today. Previously, when I came to the special cell, it barked on Dogan's command. That's it! That's what's been out of place. There's just one place he could have hidden the murder weapon.
Given up already? How dull, how dull.
I will present evidence. This piece of evidence shows where you concealed the murder weapon. Soll das heißen, der Hund versteckt das gerade in seinem Maul? Oh, clever. Hasn't your dog been awfully quiet today?
How dare you mention it? It hasn't barked at all.
Sivan Dogan, open that dog's mouth now.
Anubis doesn't bark needlessly. I ordered him to do that before.
In that case, order it to bark now. Naturally, you should be able to, if you have nothing to hide.
It was inevitable. Anubis, show them your mouth.
Aha! As you can see, a dog of this size... What? Ach komm schon! Ich habe noch nicht mal zu Ende gesprochen. Why a chisel? The dog really had one in its mouth. I thought he was unusual quiet. Was he unable to follow the discussion? Sebastian, could you call the forensics department? Urgently, please. I got it. A reaction! This chisel's test positive for blood. What? I guess that proves my theory wasn't just nonsense. Haha, wouldn't this chisel be the murder weapon then? It reacted positively for blood. There's no doubt about that. Und sogar noch mit einem süßen Glöckchen. Glöckchen. Mr. Sirandogan, now that the murder weapon has been found, I must ask you for your testimony. We know how your dog got to the detention center and we found the murder weapon. Do you still think you can talk your way out of this? Interesting. This guy, even at a time like this, he's still smiling.
Well, near this, it seems everyone has become suspicious of you. It's quite troubling, but since it has come to this, we have no choice but to tell the truth. I did not kill anyone. I've long since grown weary of killing.
What's this? His face looks completely composed. It seems we'll needed to listen to Mr. Dogan's explanation. Please promptly give your testimony.
Certainly.
Seine Augen sind immer noch echt gruselig. Na gut. Dann lass mal hören, was der Boss zu sagen hat.
First of all, I would like you to explain my motive. I do not know anyone by the name of Knightley. We share no connection. So, I wouldn't think some motive for murder would just appear out of nowhere. Or are you insinuating my Anubis had a motive? He only bears his fangs at others on my command. I do not hunger for blood so much as to kill a man I do not even know.
Coming from an assassin, it sure is persuasive. An assassin who only kills acquaintances? I doubt that would be profitable.
I may kill strangers in my line of work, but I never make it personal.
Is there evidence that shows a connection between Knightley and Dogan? I should thoroughly review the evidence once more. Und ich weiß sogar schon, welches wir zeigen können. Entkräftung! Dogans Explanation. Denn von wegen er kannte Knightley nicht. Ich weiß jetzt nicht, ob er ihn irgendwie namentlich kannte. Okay, gehen wir mal davon aus, die kennen sich zumindest namentlich. Und sowas. Weil es besteht tatsächlich eine Verbindung. Nämlich haben sie doch zusammen Schach gespielt. You've lost your touch, Sirandogan. If you had your dog clean up after you, you should have disposed of this too. This is a record of correspondence chess game found in the victim's cell. This record and the chessboard in your cell both clearly depict the same game.
What?
I've heard that the number of possible chess positions is around... Da habe ich jetzt keine Ahnung. 10/120? Oder was? Ja, 10/120. Gehe ich jetzt mal davon aus. 10/120. Oder was? Ja, 10 mal 10, 120. 120 times. 100,000. Is that even a real number? Indeed, there's absolutely no way these two could have coincided by chance. Tell us your reason for killing Knightley. Unless you intend to explain this as a coincidence. Und zur Erklärung, ich habe keine Ahnung von Schach, deshalb haben mir diese Zahlen auch überhaupt nichts gesagt.
Well, don't they say that the truth is stranger than fiction?
Oh, Verzeihung.
It is as you said. This is merely a coincidence.
But there's no way that could have happened!
My correspondent's chess opponent was the victim in this incident. What a horrible coincidence. Aren't you shocked too, Anubis?
Aha. Also kann man davon ausgehen, dass sie sich echt nicht so richtig gekannt haben. Was war das gerade an seinem Ohr? Habt ihr das gesehen? Also an dem Ohr des Hunds.
Looks like I'll have to tell them the truth, Anubis, my boy. The animal show or something. That was when everyone left. Anubis brought the body to my son. He had already been stabbed in the neck with the murder weapon.
Moment, was?
He did not wish to be suspected, so I had Anubis carry the body to the workroom. After that, he pulled out the murder weapon and returned to me.
So you're saying the one who pulled the weapon out was Anubis?
That's right. If I pulled out the murder weapon here, the bloody would have been a problem.
Mr. Edgeworth, isn't this what Solid guy said? A large black dog was biting into the neck of the victim. Okay, in diesem Anblick hat es dann wie Beißen ausgesehen, aber dann, wenn man Dogen Glauben schenkt, hat er einfach nur die Waffe aus der Kehle des Opfers entfernt. What did you say? It was a truly hellish scene. That dog killed him. I see. So that means Solid witnessed the moment the murder weapon was pulled out.
Oh yes, that prisoner's testimony. It surprised me when I first heard it.
Ah, da! Das Ohr ist einfach nur nach oben gedingst.
It's not often that Anubis makes a blunder like that, right, boy? Now I believe that explains my actions.
Okay. Also ist Dogen nicht der Mörder. Aber warum hat er das Opfer in erster Linie zu sich bringen lassen?
I did not kill him. All I did was remove the murder weapon. Now, will that be all? Anubis is getting tired.
Objection!
Whoa there, just a moment, Mr. Dogen. Mr. Shields. Isn't there one thing you haven't explained? Why would you need to pull out the murder weapon in the first place? That's right. I understand why he moved the body to draw suspicion away from him. But he didn't need to retrieve the murder weapon.
I thought him just a fool, but how quickly his scent has changed.
Care to elaborate, Mr. Dogan?
It was because of this bell. The bell attached to the murder weapon, and the bell on my dog's neck. They share a distinctive shape, wouldn't you say?
Ach so, wollte nicht, dass der Verdacht auf ihn gelenkt wird wegen der Glocke. Weil die Glocke ist sein Markenzeichen. The Assassin's Ciaran Dogan's trademark. An assassin's trademark? The blind assassin, Ciaran Dogan. He always appears at the sound of a bell. The sound of a bell ringing in the dark of night is said to be the last thing his target hears.
You remember well. It has been a while since you last saw my bells, after all.
When I prosecuted you in court, I confiscated a knife with the bell attached to it.
Yes, my bells. There are only 2 in the world.
Only 2?
They're custom-made, attached to my knife and Anubis collar. Even though I can only rely on my ears, I can easily identify them. Alas, one has been confiscated and is not in my possession. When Anubis brought the body here, I heard a familiar sound. I thought my knife has been embedded in the body. So imagine my confusion when I found out that it was merely a chisel with my bell attached.
Indeed, your knife is nothing like this chisel.
Either way, those bells are my trademark. Moreover, I'm the only one in this prison who uses chisels. With all this, I knew I would be falsely suspected. So I removed the murder weapon and hid it.
So you're claiming that you only moved the body?
Didn't I tell you? That chisel isn't mine. If you think I'm lying, go ahead and check for my fingerprints.
Sebastian. Me? But how do I check for...
Forensics.
Yes, ma'am.
So ein Idiot.
Reaction! We have fingerprints. They're Knightley's, Justine. What about Dogan's? Nope, just Knightley's. And there's no evidence of prints being wiped either. Only Knightley's fingerprints? It can't be. Should we re-examine it?
See now, I never even touched that chisel. Because I ordered Anubis to carry it in his mouth. In other words, the fingerprints belong to the chisel's original owner.
The murder weapon's owner was the victim? This is perplexing.
At any rate, it did not touch the murder weapon. In other words, the killer could not have been me. Isn't that right?
I have nothing to refute that! How could this... Is he really not the killer? Could Dogan's testimony actually be true? This can't be!
It seems this is sufficient enough not to warrant any further explanation.
As it stands, you have not changed the state of this case. I believe this is more than enough reason for us to relieve you of your badge. To save any needless fuss, I'd suggest you hand over your badge now.
This is bad, sir. They sound serious.
It's regrettable, but...
Wird er das jetzt echt durchziehen oder nicht? Oh Gott. Please no. Mach's nicht. Egal ob positiv oder negativ, Bewertung immer gern gesehen. Das war's von meiner Seite. Wir sehen uns das nächste Mal wieder. See ya, guys.